What's up, people? It's your man Joshua Pondexter, coming to you live from my car, the Car Chronicles, right? When we're running behind schedule, or hey, just feel like being out in the park on a beautiful sunny day. Beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing we love about technology, is that we just pop in, do our little live. This morning, the topic is the psychology of money. The psychology of money. Supposedly, and I think the facts weigh it out, that America is the richest country to ever exist. Even though we're the richest country to ever exist, we have some of the poorest citizens, all right, comparatively. And most people across the globe think that, oh man, America, rich American, to come to America, yeah, it is good. It is good, but I'm gonna tell you, $3,000-4,000 a month is not going to help you in America, right? When the average rent across the country is $2,000 a month. So you got utilities, you got food, you got transportation back to work. Then, you know, you Americans, y'all love entertainment, right? So you got that bill, right? So then, so something going on in this country where only 1% of individuals are top earners, and then only the 1% of that 1% is wealthy. And everybody knows it's a mind game, it's a mindset, right? So the psychology of money. So I'm gonna give you some biblical scriptures. I don't really readily mix the two topics together when I'm talking about money and physical money. But the wisest man ever lived, the richest man to ever live, Solomon, King Solomon, king with a small k, because the king was God, right? So he was a king with a small k. He was the king. And he wrote a book called Ecclesiastes, right? So what he did, he came out of the king's role and he got into the preacher's role, because this is what the word Ecclesiastes means. It means preacher. So we are hearing from the preacher, and the preacher is preaching to the people of God, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 9 says, a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. There's not a thing that money will not answer, right? If you having a baby, sprinkle some money on them. They getting married, sprinkle some money on them. They getting ready to buy a new house, sprinkle some money on them. They sick in the hospital, they need some money, right? So it answers all matters, but it's not the answer to all matters, right? So in this country where money does nothing, because the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, in this country where money does nothing but destroys families, communities, right? It's a double-edged sword. So God, we have to deal with this thing wisely, right? So the psychology. How's your thinking about money? Do you have a mindset of scarcity, right? Where money will not come your way, right? I'm gonna tell you, well, I said, Joshua, I have an abundant mindset. But when you use this terminology, wrong. This is the wrong psychology. When you use this terminology, paying my bills. No, you're not paying your. Them are not bills. Those are expenses for living. You need shelter. You need food. You need clothing. These are not bills. These are expenses for living. So, are you paying your expenses? Good for you. Kudos for you. You are an adult. Are you taking care of your own children? Good for you, right? Kudos to you. You just taking care of your expenses. So the mindset of abundance is that not only do you take care of your expenses, you have a little something to give to others, right? Yeah, you can now be a giver because you're taking care of your expenses. You left that mindset of scarcity. Oh, I'm paying my bills. Right? The psychology of money, right? So if you really unable to add guests. All right. I don't know, Diane. It says I guess you got something to say, but it won't let me add a guest. So so whatever you got to say, you can put it in the comments. Listen, the psychology of money. So, richest country ever existed. Most of the citizens are poor, comparatively, to American standards, right? The average American doesn't have $400 of emergency funds, right? That's poor, right? So, problem is the psychology, it's the way that we think about money, right? So, let me help you with your psychology, right? Money is a tool, and it's not only used to be spent. You can save it. No, if somebody told you can't save your money, that's not true. You can save your money. All right. So, well, what do I need to do to save my money? Well, number one, you need to watch your expense level. You need to decrease your expenses. Your shelter, your food, your clothing, all those things you need to reduce, right? So if you can reduce those things, then you got more money to save, right? Taxes, right? The psychology of money, understanding how the tax system works in America, and thereby using that system to reduce your tax liability morally, legally, and ethically by 50 to 70%. So you just wanted to join your podcast. Okay, all right, okay. I tried to bring you on, Diane, but it won't let me. I don't know what's going on with the technology this morning. Let's try it again. Unable to join at this time. Okay, their Facebook is not allowing you to join. So, hey, psychology of money. Reduce your expenditures, right, that you spend out every month. Reduce your tax liability that you pay to Uncle Sam, right? All right. Wow, now you got more money to put over into the saving columns, right? So then you can save your money. So where do I put my money so that I can get rich? Well, I don't know about the rich thing, but you can get financially independent, where you can have a pot of money that you can live off for the rest of your life. And you can do that in 30 years, right? Well, I don't have that time. I'm trying to get rich in 5 years. I'm trying to get rich in 10 years. Trust me, those schemes are going to end up your money out of your pocket into the hands of the people who selling them get rich quick schemes, right? So I was listening to this guy the other day who was talking about, everybody's talking about passive income, right? Set up passive income. That's not easy. Folks can't do it. Passive income, a business, right, takes work to set up passive income. A portfolio of real estate, it takes work to set up passive income. Buying the right dividend stocks. As a matter of fact, you got to create enough money so that you can buy dividend paying stocks so that it can passively return to you safely, right? This passive income is not that easy. If it was, people would be doing it. The majority of us are going to use earned income. Better get out here and earn some money, right? So if you got a 40-hour a week job and that pays you $40,000 a year, you need another job, right? You need a part-time hustle. You need to be out raking leaves, cutting yards. You need to be doing something to bring in some additional money, right, that you can save, right? So, because when you turn 60, 70 years old, you're still not out here jumping it down. So the psychology of money, right? So if you're young and you're listening to this and you're 20, 25, right? Here's what I want you to understand about the psychology of money, that it takes time to build wealth. It takes time to earn something, right? So you're not going to be a tech startup company. You're not going to be a social media sensation and start making $50,000, $100,000 a month, right? Yes, there are people doing it, right? But trust me, they did not do it overnight, right? Took them a year, 2 years to build that community and that fan base, right? So the psychology of money, take your time, look for something that's real, something that's tangible. Study, if you will, wealthy people who have accumulated wealth and what they did. And I tell you, I'm just gonna, if you don't want to be a student, which is bad, you should go read some books, is that these are the things that they did. They had a business, they had a portfolio of real estate, and they had certain types of investments, right? So those are the three pillars to building wealth, right? Those are your three pillars. So hey, listen, there's no overnight success. You know, you're gonna have to understand that here's another psychological hack on yourself. When is enough enough, right? If you have $1 million, 10 million, is that enough? Well, you're going to have to tell yourself it's enough, because if you think it's not and you get around Michael Jordan, you're going to go like, wow, this is not enough. Well, and I'm going to risk my $10 million to get into billionaire status. No, that's a psychological trip on yourself. You need to say what's enough for me, my lifestyle, my family. Stop looking at other people, comparing yourself to other people. That is psychological damage, right? You're comparing yourself to other people. Also, when I was thinking about this, I thought, well, the psychology of money. There's a whole, and the psychology of money is a book. I can't think of the author's name, but look it up on YouTube. It's you can listen to it. You know, very good information to shift your thinking about money, about risk, about reward, all those type of things. When I was thinking about the psychology of money, since this is a psychology course, you would think that people who got a PhD in psychology would have a better grasp of money. Let's not be taught in their course, because all the psychologists I know are overbroke. They say, well, I'm a psychologist, I do well, I do $200,000-$300,000 a year. You are a rare person. You ain't working down at the schoolhouse for $80,000 a year, 60, 80, 75,000, right? With your PhD. You are a rare air individual. I don't care if you're an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, you doing $200,000-$300,000 a year, you are in the rare air of earners, no matter what the profession is. If you're a professional pencil sharpener and you're making $200,000 a year, you're the best. You're the best of the best, right? So I'm not talking about any profession. I'm talking about the psychology, right? There's something, well, I got a PhD in physics. I got a PhD in science. I got a PhD in mathematics. But you do not understand money, right? Because the only thing you do, you make money and you live above your means. That's the wrong psychology of money. Your money is to be used for yourself, for your family, and to give the next generation a leg up, right? The psychology of money. Spend some time studying it, studying money, right? And see how your relationship with money. Does it feel good when you spend it? Of course it does. Everybody likes, spending money. It feels good. But you want it to feel better, when you stack it. When you see it stacking up, right? Oh, that's difficult for people to do, right? They, as soon as they get it stacked, they want to let you know, I got it. Right? And if they trying to let you know they have it, they do not have it, because money is quiet. Wealth is quiet. Don't make a whole bunch of noise. It ain't walking around with a bunch of jewelry and designer clothes on. That's not how wealth operates. Understand the psychology of money is that money is quiet, right? So he said, well, what about all these rich rappers and rich oil people from these different countries who have all this money? It don't even matter. They're the silver spoon people, right? They have so much money they can't even spend it all, right? There used to be a deal in Hollywood where Hollywood people used to be like, well, why they on these drugs, and why they take cocaine and stuff like that? That drug is expensive. They make so much money they can't even snort up enough cocaine, right? That to affect their bottom line. See? But just the other stuff they do, people can come and steal it for you. So when you see wealth is quiet, right? It's not flamboyant, right? It's very quiet. So when I see people, especially on this internet, showing fancy houses, fancy cars, fancy vacations, and things of that nature, I'm very, very suspect. Very, very suspect. That is not how money operates. Money is extremely quiet, right? So if you want, some money, you need to change your relationship, the way that you think about it, right? So when you spend it, oh yeah, it feels good. I spent some money yesterday, and I didn't spend it on myself. I spent it on someone else, and oh, it felt great, right? I'm not a miser, but I could have just let that money stay in my pocket, right? And go like, it feels a whole lot better in my pocket. So this is what we wanted to talk to you, the psychology of money, right? Study it, right? Because this is, this fallacy of building a legacy. Stop the cap. Stop it. You ain't gonna never build no legacy. It's too expensive to live in America. The average, in the Chicagoland area, the average family of four lives on $60,000 a year, right? What type of legacy? You better figure out how to take care of your expenses, keep your expenses low, put a little savings away so that you can retire in dignity, right? Encourage your children to be smart, to be skillful, to get scholarships for education so that they can increase their earnings, and teach them how to have a better relationship with money. These young people, educated young people, making $80,000, $120,000, $150,000 a year, 30 years old. Mom and daddy ain't never seen that type of money in 1 year, and they coming back and asking their mom and daddy for money. Oh, I gotta make my car payment. Oh, what? right? It's crazy because of their relationship with money. All they do is spend, 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 spend. You got to help them, right? So don't let people trick you to think that, oh, you know, we got to create generational wealth, got to create legacy. Ain't nobody talking about that, right? Nobody's on this planet is creating generational wealth, right? So that means that you need to transfer $10 million to the next generation. Good luck with that, right? So what you better try to do is transfer some psychology to the next generation, right? Of how to handle your money. And if you transfer a few dollars to them, that's good too, right? But don't let people sell you, oh, the generational wealth. This is how the wealthy people transfer money. They buy life insurance policies, and when they die, you know, it's a millionaire. If that was the case, come on now, that's cap. Stop the cap. Because when you leave somebody $1 million life insurance policy, they about to start living like they got $1 million. They about to buy them a $500,000 house, buy them a car, and then your money gone, right? Money gone. So think about this, right? Think about it. The Psychology of Money. There's a book called The Psychology of Money. It's a good read. It's on YouTube in audio form. It's on Amazon Prime, and so what it does, it sets your mind right about money. Also, and it's a good gift for young people, right? And the people that I see on here, y'all old like me, right? So we got to transfer some of this knowledge down to some young people, right? So this is what's up. I appreciate you tuning in. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Do something for someone that they'll never be able to repay you on this side of time, right? Always imparting. We wish you peace, love, and soul. Bye for now.